So my friends, any last minute requests? All right, you're always so go with the flow on Fridays. I love that about you. I hope that you enjoy feedback, concerns, questions, anytime you have them. Holler at me at the end or write me a message in the chat, and I promise to check that. I hope that you enjoy class today. Come on back with me. And if it's chilly yogis, dun, 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 I highly recommend a space heater. This is my life this time of the year because I teach in my basement, so it's very cold down here, and that can be uncomfortable and hard to move through. So if you have a space heater, it'll be worth taking the time to go and grab that now. Yogis, one more thing. If you're feeling like when we lunge, it's hard for you to touch your hands to the ground, and you have yoga blocks, gather your yoga blocks. If it's not an accessory that you have, you can use hardcover books of equal size, or I practiced trying tissue boxes this weekend. That's something we usually have in the winters, right? And that worked well as long as you're light in your hands. Or you could use shoe boxes as well, but making sure they're about equal size. So feel free to go grab any props you might need to build the ground up. And when you're all set, you stay looking forward. We're gonna try sitting in Thunderbolt pose. So for Thunderbolt pose, we're opening up the front of our ankles and stretching into our shins. If this is very uncomfortable for you, have a seat right on your backside and just gently cross your ankles. If that feels really comfy, but you want to take it a little deeper, you can also stack your ankles and your knees. And when you have found yourself in a comfortable seated position, let's start with a little movement and some breath work. Big breath in, reach your arms skywards. Spread your fingers really wide, open your webbing, and soften your shoulders down from your earlobes. Inhale again, stretching long through the sides of your body. Exhale, clasping hands behind your low back. Stretch your knuckles down now towards the floor. Oh, our first chest opener today. Try to spread your collarbones wide. Breathe into your heart. Puff it up towards me. Stretch again to the sky. Wiggly through your fingers. Soften your shoulders. Hold onto your right wrist or your forearm and start to lengthen more through the right side. Tipping over to your left when you're ready. While you're here, yogis, think about tracing the right side of your body with your breath. Really scoot it towards right fingertips, all the way down towards your right sits bone. Stay in your side bend, but try to let your left fingers fall. If you're lower on the ground, like you're seated crisscross applesauce, you might be able to drop your forearm, but we're just gonna take a little bigger side bend here. One more inhale, let's rise on this one. Stretch again, release your shoulders. Grab your left forearm or wrist, go long to begin, and then stretch over to your right side. Now, anytime you feel tension in your neck today, look down. That'll make things a little less intense. But we can always look forward or up to try to open and stretch our necks. Right fingers down, maybe your right forearm, and take a bigger tip over, relaxing into your right shoulder. And begin the process of softening your facial expression. Inhale, rise. Let the left fingers or forearms fall, right arm rises. And then sweep forward, making a little semicircle to land to your right. Left arm rises, sweep forward, semicircle, side bend to your left. And let's connect with breath on our next round, my friends. Inhale as your fingers reach towards the sky. Exhale as you sweep forward and around. Inhale. Moving at the pace of your breath. Exhale. If you are in Thunderbolt pose with me and you're getting a little tired or tingly or cranky in your feet, feel free to readjust. Let's take 2 more rounds of breath here. When you get back to the center, take a big reach to the sky again. Lift tall through the sides of your body. Clasp your hands and try to flip your palms towards the sky. Are you able to pull your thumbs and your pinky fingers down towards your skull? Great job opening up your wrists and your palms. Soften your shoulders here. Big breath in. As you exhale, yogis, drop your hands towards me. Same press with the palms forward, but now we'll tuck our chins, looking towards your navel. Sit tall. Think about moving your navel forward, pulling your head and your tailbone back. Reach palms to me. Chin tucks, tailbone moves forward. So we're putting some movement into our torsos, in our bellies, our backs, and our pelvis. Doing a little seated variation of a cat here, angry cat, and a cow as we rise. Inhale as you reach forward. We have 2 more rounds here. Finding a big out breath during our angry cats. And an inhale as we reach up and forward, lifting belly in our cow pose. Coming back to neutral spine, arms down by our sides. 1 more clasp behind our low backs. Taking this stretch around the left side, wrap around here. Ooh, feels good on the left shoulder, yeah? Relax that down from your ear. Now that pull, the emphasis in your right shoulder, let's make that a little bigger. Lift your chin and tip your left ear over, far over the left shoulder. Relaxing into your neck and the right side of your shoulder. So if you like a little smile through your practice, we'll keep the tension in the corners of our mouths. But all that other facial tension, let's let it go. Relaxing our jaws, our cheeks, our eyebrows. Bring your eyes back to the center. Relax your grip. Take a little wiggle of your fingers back behind you like a cape blowing in the breeze. And then try to think about what is habitual, which thumb clasps on top. And when you reclasp behind your low back, go opposite way. So it feels a little weird and great. Awesome. Relaxing in the right shoulder as you wrap the right side. Give yourself like a little wiggle there. Cool. Now we start to breathe into the left shoulder. Lift your right earlobe. Send it far over the right shoulder. Maybe you close your eyes and really land deeply in your breath and your body. Let's continue that process of letting go of tension in our expressions. Relaxing your eyebrows, move space between them, and do the same left to right across your forehead, around the corners of your eyes, and under each other. Coming back to center, reopen your eyes with me. Send your cape behind you, wiggle your fingers a little bit. Sweep your arms to the sky again, shoulders relax, and we'll land in tabletop. Now, especially if you were in Thunderbolt pose, you might like to tap the tops of your feet to reawaken them. You can think of giving yourself a round of applause. You deserve it. Good job, yogis. So in tabletop, our knees are under our hips and our hands are under our shoulders. Let's all tuck our toes here. Once you feel pretty good, you're aligned in your joints, we'll start a little process of rocking forward and back. Shoulders as far over your wrists as it feels good, warming up our joints. And when you head back, hips towards heels, you might be able to smush your thighs into your calves. I like to think about giving them like a little loving hug, a massage to release tension. Let's spread all 10 fingers really wide and try to press our middle knuckles down, especially in our thumbs, so we feel really straight and strong in our thumbs. Moving a little bit side to side, can you please bring shoulders over wrists and turn your right fingers out to the side. Let's take a little sideways motion, really small. Make sure your joints are okay with this. We're just gently guiding our body to the right and the left. Right back through the center. Let's turn right fingers forward and left fingers out. We'll do the same thing. And while you're moving here, connect your navel like you're hugging your spine. Let's give it a little lift up. Try the same with your pelvic floor, a little lift up like you're using strong bathroom muscles. Left fingers come back forward. And yogis, as we roll through cat-cow, optionally spinning your hands back to face your knees, fingers to knees. You can do one hand at a time or both at the same time. Let's exhale first. Really emptying out. Remembering that we tuck tail, chin down towards your chest. And as you inhale, we lift tail on top of head, maybe even eye gaze, but keep that soft expression. Exhale. Inhale. If you did just one wrist, let's switch sides. We have 2 more breath rounds here. Moving at the pace of your breath through our whole class today. And remembering to linger anywhere it feels too good to leave. You know your body best. Let's listen to our great teachers. Swing your fingers back forward. And before we move on, let's bring the backs of our hands down to the yoga mat. And again, you can just do one at a time if it's too tough for both of them. Let the tops of your feet fall flat again. And just try to wiggle in your fingers while you're here. Now, the more forward you come with your shoulders, the more intense it will probably feel. Sometimes when you move back behind the wrist, you get more intensity too, because you get that great stretch on the top of your wrists. Right over top, and really light on the back of your hands is the least intense place to be. When you can, let's make a little fist. Woo! Hard to do. And we're going to try to press our thumbs onto our index or middle fingers. Open your hands, give them a little wiggle, make a fist. If you were working on just one hand, please switch sides. Inhale as you open your hands. Exhale, make your soft fist. Inhale. And exhale. Pause for just a moment longer, yogis. Let's reflip our palms. Take a second to sit back again because you probably feel pretty tender, yeah? Me too. So we're just gonna gently shake. Think like a baby bird trying to figure out its wings. Super gentle. Or you can push the back of your hands together and just tick-tock your fingers down towards the floor. Oh, so nice. Relax your wrists. Well done. And if you did this little tick-tock with me, start to roll fingers towards chest. All the way out, you're gonna bring palms together. And then rolling again, backs of hands, fingers forward, palms meet. Just take 2 more rolls. All right, let's find child's pose. Turn long ways on your mat. And I love to visit this in the beginning of class because if you get really tired or you just want to rest during our vinyasa today, this is where I encourage you to come. Stretch your arms all the way forward. Rest your forehead down towards your yoga mat. You can rest your belly on your thighs, and if you do, notice your back body filling up with breath. Notice the back chamber of your heart really puffing up with energy. And if you prefer the variation where your knees are wide and your belly's nestled down between them, try to breathe east to west. Breathe your ribs into your thighs and fill up with good energy. Okay, my friends, let's move forward. Tabletop again. Bring knees under your hips, please. Tuck your toes and rise hips to sky. Downward facing dog. We're going to consider our downward facing dog today our home base, but it will be interchangeable with that child's pose because at the end of each vinyasa, we'll hang out here for 5 breaths today. I'm hoping that if you feel pretty stiff in the back of your legs now, that by the time we finish class, you feel really limber, loose, restored, and relaxed in your back body. For those of us who have a really tight back body, let's bend our knees here, and we'll press our hands down strong to lengthen our spines. Take a peek forward, find your thumbs, and slowly tiptoe your way all the way forward, stepping into forward fold. Living in a tight body, we're gonna keep our knees bent as long as we need. If you feel pretty long in your hamstrings, think of lifting your kneecaps up towards your thighs. All right, 2 rises, yogis, so we can figure out what way is best for our bodies. Drag your fingernails over the tops of your feet and all the way up your body, rolling, stacking your vertebrae. Like a caterpillar may move if it were standing on its back legs. Lift all the way to the sky. You've articulated your spine and met me in mountain pose. Beautiful job. Same way to release. Fingers down, shin tucks. Articulate your spine. Think of that caterpillar just rolling bit by bit all the way down to forward fold. Fingers find your knees or your shins. Lift your torso halfway. Top of head long from tailbone. Spread your arms wide at shoulder height. Bend your knees and drive through your heels to stand tall with a flat back. Extended mountain pose with a hinge. So yogi's choice from here on out, how you rise and release. Let's hinge down to see if you like it. Arms at sides, knees soft, halfway fold. Swan dive, fingers to floor, forward fold. All right, my friends, moving on, our first vinyasa. Right leg steps back. I like to tick-tock my heel and give it a little wiggle side to side so we feel really long in the lunge. Really interesting in the front of your right hip. And here's where you might like to gather some props for under each hand if it's really hard for you to reach the floor. We want that to be accessible and soft on anything you need. One more breath in your lunge. Drop your right knee. Knees meet side by side. Tuck your toes and rise your hips to downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. We don't pause just yet, yogis, but I promise that's coming. As you inhale, we'll roll forward to our planks, shoulders over your wrists. Drop your knees. Just for the first round, let's all drop our knees together. Bend your elbows. They hug your body as you descend, body flat into the earth. And step your legs as far back as you can. Some people like to drag them, push their toes out long. Some folks like to poke them back and push them away. Hands slide down about middle rib height. Press through your palms to rise into baby cobra. Just a little lift of your chest. Using your palms, toenails, and hip points to drive you up. Release, nose back towards floor. Loosen up through your backside. Press back, child's pose. Tuck toes, drive hips to the sky, and here's where we hold our 5 breaths. Now, yogis, as we work through down dog, I love movement, so I'll usually move my dog. You can move any way it feels good for you for the first 3 breaths, but then I do encourage you to try finding stillness for the last 2 breaths of each of our dog holds today. Let's find that sense of stillness. Chin is tucking, eyes are gazing up towards your navel for a beautiful long back of neck. Right leg rises, 3-legged dog. We're flexing our right feet and pushing long out of hip height. One long line from top of head through that right foot. Eyes glance forward, look for your thumbs. Draw knee under body and try to step into your lunge. If you got stuck under your body, grab your ankle and start to help that foot forward. Heel under your knee. Wiggle the left leg back a little and sit deep in your low lunge. Take a big, beautiful breath right into the front of our left hips. Find openness and length there. And as you exhale, gently slide your back leg forward, finding your fold and yogi's choice on how you like to rise. Stand tall with me. Extend your fingertips, maybe even your eyes to the sky. Extended mountain pose. Beautiful job. That's our vinyasa. We're going to make it a little different each time. Inhale here, extended mountain. Lift your heels if you'd like a little balance challenge. Exhale, heels down, yogi's choice of how you find forward fold. This time adding on our halfway lift. Inhale, fingers, find your shins or your knees. Start to flutter your heart and ribs forward. Feel really soft as you grow long. Exhale, forward fold. Slide your left leg back. Give it a little tick-tock or a wiggle to stretch further away. And let's rise in our upper bodies. You can press off your right thigh if you need. Stretching fingertips and eyes for the challenge, high to the sky. Big, beautiful breath in your high lunge. You feel like you're on a tightrope. Wiggle your front foot a little wider, finding steady foundation and fulfilling breaths in. Next exhale, release, hands frame your right foot. We'll push right back to downward facing dog. Now, if that's tricky for you yogis, you can land your back knee, step to table, then lift up to downward facing dog. When you inhale, roll forward. Let's find our plank. Choosing whether you'd like to continue with knees or stay lifted. As we exhale, we slowly descend. Ribs hugging side body. Lie flat and stretch toes out long. Using your hands this time by your sides, reach back towards your baby toes. Spin thumbs away from thighs and plant just your finger pads down with tented fingers. We'll take an in-breath and rise. Finger pads, hip points, and our toes are pushing us up, giving us a little boost as we strengthen our back bodies. Releasing as you exhale, soften backside, press back, downward facing dog. 5 breaths, my friends. Now, if you like to wiggle around with me because movement feels good, options. We can walk the dog, alternating knees, bending and straightening. You might like to lift both heels and let them sway a little side to side. Anything that you can think of is what you should be doing. What feels good in your body is what you deserve. Let's try 1 or maybe 2 breaths coming to stillness. Next inhalation, our left legs rise. Flex your foot and push long at hip height. Take a big look forward, find your thumbs. And as you exhale, bring knee to belly. Try to step right where you're looking. Help that ankle forward if it got stuck. Wiggle longer through your right foot if you can, and sweep your arms to the sky. Big breath into lunge. Yogis, through our whole class today, arms are a choice. You can use your hands at your waist for stability, covering your heart just because it feels good. Arms can move sideways or forward as well. Just do what feels like it's lighting you up with happiness today. Next exhale, frame your left foot and drag, float, or step your back leg forward. However it feels good to rise, let's do that together. Possibly elevating your heels again. And would you like the additional challenge of moving your eyes skywards? This is gonna be fun. Are you ready? It's a little extra wiggly when we look away from the safety of the floor. Eyes back forward, welcome back, heels down, beautiful job. Give your toes a little wiggle. Let's keep moving. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Now this time, can we reach our fingers behind us and really flare our bodies wider, lifting long and halfway fold. Exhale, release, forward fold. Right leg steps back. We'll still try to wiggle long, but this time angling the entire right foot flat. Toes will be pointing up out to your right corner of mat. Warrior 1, yogis. We can always use our front thigh to give us a boost. As we find our warrior 1s, we'll try to swivel our hearts Our ribs, our navels forward. Feel free to keep them facing the diagonal or widen your feet left to right so that you feel swivelability. My favorite word. Extra swivelability coming in to your torso with a wider foundation. One more beautiful breath in Warrior One. Even though it's a challenge, we have C cubed going on. We're calm, we're cool as a cucumber, we're centered, just chilling here. As you lift your right heel, float your fingers to frame left foot. Let's find our way back to downward facing dog. Give yourself a little wiggle or a shimmy of freedom here. Inhale, rolling yourself forward. Now, if you start to get tired of this, you can hang out in down dog and we'll meet you when we get back there. Exhale, chaturanga, descend slow and strong and lengthen your body as much as you can. Well done. Let's reach back again. Swivel thumbs away from our thighs. Use your little tented fingers. As you push down in your toenails, can you lift your knees, activating your legs? Now rising, squeeze back body, but this time elevate fingers. Stretch them towards your toes. Elevate your toes. Widen your toes. Stretch those far from your hips. Big breath in. Release, my friends. Bring hands back down by your face. Press back to downward facing dog. Here's our 5 breaths. No matter whether you work through movement or stillness, in all of our dogs, let's try to bring our head through the elbows, chest gliding back to thighs, and thighs sliding to the wall behind you. And if you are moving and grooving, I invite you to join me in stillness for the next 1 or 2 breaths. Inhale, right leg rises, 3-legged dog. That foot is energetic and flexed, pushing away to lengthen you. Eyes, gaze forward, find that spot to land between your thumbs. Angle your left foot flat, blade edge facing the top left side of your mat, somewhere there. And take a big breath in to rise, Warrior One. Huge lift, even your fingernails feel a little longer and softer. Belly is in, ribs still pointing down towards our hip bones. So we're feeling really long and our spine soft in our back bodies. Next inhalation, rise left heel and float fingers to frame right foot. Any way you can get your back leg in, finding your fold. Let's rise halfway again. Fingers gently find your knees or your shins. And then float them behind you. Shin tucks long in the back of your neck. You give both fingers and toes a little wiggle. We're just liberating our bodies. Fingers fall back as you exhale, forward fold. Find your favorite way to rise, standing strong and tall. I guess if you combine those words, you stand strong and tall. Hug into your left knee. Take a big stretch. If you can't grab your knee, no worries, just lift the best you can. Beautiful job, let it release. Hug into your right knee, give it a big squeeze, lift it the best you can. And release. Stretch back to the sky, inhale. Exhale, here we go again, just a little different. Inhale, halfway lift. Option yogis, as you pause here, either lift just your left heel and then switch, lift your right heel, or consider lifting both heels. Halfway lift with a little balance challenge. Or maybe it feels like a big balance challenge. Heels melt down, toes are soft, release to forward fold. Well done. Left leg takes that long step or slide back, angling your entire foot flat down again, this time towards the long edge of your mat. Sweep your arms up and around. Chest and hips turn away from your right knee. Let's find warrior two. All right, a couple of really soft ways to get here. You know the wave that we do in stadiums? Let's do that. It just feels so good. Why not? Just moving like seaweed in our shoulders. Once you feel softer in your arms, turn your palms to face the sky. Great job. Let's look to the right fingers and then down. Can you see your right big toe? Okay, it's all right if it's covered up, but if it is, use your right hand and press your knee towards your baby toe. We want to be able to see that big toe. Great job. Now we feel open in our hips and our inner thighs. Let's take a big breath, widening our bodies. Great job in warrior two. Smoothly. Turn your body to the right, lift your left heel, find that low lunge, and your way back to down dog. Adjusting yourself, make sure it feels good for this one breath that we're here. When you're ready, let's find our ways forward. Inhale, plank position. Remember, it's optional, yogis. You can just hang out in dog. Exhale, chaturanga. As you lengthen everything, we have done baby cobra. We've reached our hands back for our upper locust and our full locust. Revisit any of those or join me in up dog. Thumbs about middle rib area. As you press your hands down to straighten your arms, your knees and your thighs rise. Now eye gaze in our back bends can stay down, forward at your wall, or if it feels good, you're welcome to gaze upwards. When you're doing your next exhale, let's find our way back. It's 5 breath time in downward facing dog. Feels so luxurious. Sliding everything back. Moving as it feels good. And 2 breaths, inviting a sense of calm and stillness in. Inhale your left leg, press away through 3-legged dog. And as you find your way forward, knee crunches to belly, try to land where you're looking. Angle right foot flat as you windmill your arms. We're gonna revisit our seaweed arms, or perhaps you're a sports fan and you're thinking of the wave. No matter what, you're just shimmying tension out of your upper body. And as we swivel our palms to face the sky, we open shoulders back and down. Great job. Let's look to the left. Can we see that big toe? If not, just a little guidance, a self-assist, opening knee to align with hip. One beautiful, soft, gentle, and loving breath in your warrior two. How smooth can we be as we find our lunge? Body rotates left, right heel rises. We release to frame left foot and step forward, back into our fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Optionally, arms reach back this time as we find that pedal alternating heel lifts or both heels rising. Embrace the wobble, yogis. A little challenge will make us stronger mentally and physically. Heels melt down, we fold, take a break. And when you're ready, roll to rise. Take a beautiful inhalation. All right, a little balance add-on, and then we're back to Vinyasa. Hug that left knee up again. Take a big, beautiful breath. But this time we're coming to the side. So let's open and close. Think of like one French door, just moving in the breeze. And when I do this, I like to lift and lower a little bit. And you might also enjoy some circles. If you circle, try to make them really smooth. Yeah, there we go. Well done. Now just hold out to the side when you're feeling that spice come into your hips. Feel that warmth. Let it settle deep into your hip socket. If you have a hold of your knee, are you able to release? Stand strong, wiggle your toes, fingers, soften your expression. Well done. Come back to center, soft landing. Whew, a little spice in that hip, yeah? Great job, yogis. Sweep up again. Gather up your right knee, and let's do the same. Just a gentle breeze. Someone forgot to shut the door all the way, and it's just opening and closing. You might like a little lift and lower here and there. I invite you to join me with some circles. Just a little love, movement medicine for our hip socket. If you went one way, try the other. And when we start that little bonfire sensation inside the hip socket, you know you're warm and ready. Hold to the side. See if you're able to do it. Be brave and reach back to the sky. Come back to center, the slowest landing you can. Safety, we're back. Release your hands, give your shoulders a little shake. Let's continue. Big breath in, my friends. Extended mountain, would you like to lift your heels? Why not? Now your toes, are they clawing down? Okay, let's let those go. Try to liberate your toes. Next exhale, release. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, but let's exhale and sit in chair pose this time. Backside down. Hands are always yogi's choice, remember, so we can bring them to our heart, our sides, forward or overhead. Take a peek down and make sure you can see your big toes. If they're covered by your knees, shift your hips back. There are those beautiful toes. All right, well done. Big breath in. And release. Forward fold. Back to the right leg. Let's take a long lunge back. And we're finding warrior two again. So that foot is flat, facing about middle of your long edge of mat. We roll to rise. Okay, let's get set up really well. Are you able to wiggle your ankles underneath your wrists for a really wide? Might feel a little uncomfortable because if we stay in our comfort zone, we don't grow very much strength. So moving outside that comfort zone, stepping our toe over the line and testing our boundaries is where the strength grows. The wider we can get these warrior twos, the stronger we'll become. Just for a breath, I believe in you. Beautiful. As you exhale, draw left leg up, hug knee into thigh, sweep your left arm to the sky and allow the right arm to float back. There we go. Nice reward after the hard work. Reverse triangle. Remember, eyes play a big part in stretching our neck, so looking down usually feels really nice. Looking up can be a challenge, but just as nice. Yogi's choice. Let's keep our legs, but windmill the arms. Left hand down, right arm up is one option. Both arms up. We can give ourselves a very much deserved hug. I'm gonna do that because we all need more hugs. And then let's just check in with our left knees. Micro bend in the knee, never locked, never tight in that joint. One more breath, longer top of head, through the right blade edge of your foot. As you find your next exhalation, revisit that big warrior two. Lift your right heel, spinning body to the left, frame your left foot. Press back, yogis, just a breath here, downward facing dog. Optional vinyasa, fingers are wide, middle knuckles pressing down. Let's inhale, roll forward. And as we exhale, super slow, elbows feeling our clothing as we descend. All of our options are great options. You choose your back bend. I'm finding up dog again. Remember that if your arms are straight, we'll lift our knees and thighs. But this time I'm gonna roll a little through the up dog. I'll look over right shoulder, look over left shoulder. Maybe try that one more time. And when you're ready, you'll roll back, finding those delicious 5 breaths in our downward facing dogs. So the same thing we did in our warrior twos. Do you think you can make your dog a little longer? Try out a new variation of this. In that sense of discomfort, we really start to grow, gaining new strength, of course, but also confidence in our practice. Confidence in our ability to do tough things. You are taking those movements. Enjoy this next breath in stillness. Right leg rises, three-legged dog. Push your flexed foot long. Eyes forward as you step forward. We'll find warrior two for the last time. Swivel the left foot flat. We're just gonna talk about that back foot as you find your soft warrior two. Blade edge down, inner arch lifting, energizing your inseam. Great, great job. Let's find the widest warrior two we can. Bending your right knee. Maybe your right thigh is parallel to the floor. Oh, why not? Great job. Big inhale, be proud. We should be. Exhale, right knee pulls high. Soften back and rest in reverse triangle. And same thing here, yogis. Your arms do not have to rise. We can just cover our heart. Give ourselves a hug. Windmill, just the arms, leaning your body to the right side. Do what feels good for you. Micro bending your right knee. And as you take this last breath in triangle, pulling the top of your head long from the blade of your left foot. Inhale, one more big, beautiful breath in your warrior two. Exhale, windmilling arms down. Frame that right foot. We're gonna step forward, yogis. Finding our forward fold. Shake out through your head. Give it a big no shake with all the length in the back of your neck. Your chin is tucked up towards your chest, and you just shake it a big old neck. The more we say no to things, the more we protect the authenticity, we honor our yeses. Saying yes to only those things that really light us up in life. Let's do that right now. Yes to yoga. We'll nod our head yes. Put a little positive spin on our neck shaking. And let's finish that chair pose. Halfway lift, breathe in. As you exhale, sit deep. Arms are your choice, any arms. Take a peek down towards your big toes. Can you see them both? Great job, yogis. Big breath in your chair. As you exhale, float your body over your legs again, back to forward fold. And let's clasp our hands behind our skulls. Try to put a little extra weight into your upper body, allowing your crown to come a little closer to the floor. Fingertips slowly release to the earth. And we'll hold our opposite elbows or wrists to take a little tick-tock to the right side and the left side. Soften your knees, feeling your weight distribution change from right foot to left foot. And if you'd like a little different sensation, move around the corners. Elbows towards your heels, creating a C shape over your big toes. As you roll back to the center, yogis, fingers release again, and we'll take a final rise during our class to the sky. Stretching out as long as you can, take a big breath up. Hugging onto your left leg again, just a fun little balance challenge here, nothing too serious. Pulling your heel to your butt this time. Remember, if you can't get a hold of your foot, there's no stress. We'll just try. Pull your toes up as much as you can. Keep trying to reach. If you happen to have like the belt of a robe or a dog leash or a yoga strap around, you can always loop that over the top of your foot as well. Just a gentle stretch to the front of our thighs, our quadricep muscles. And feel free to move your right arm anywhere it feels most helpful, even if you want to hold on to something for balance. It's really nice. All right, we're going to come a little forward and back, just a little, baby dancer's pose to finish. Right fingers forward. I prefer if we move our fingers to the inner arch because it helps our shoulder open. See how my shoulders forward and down when I hold the outer edge of my foot, but it moves up and back. It's a happy little shoulder. As we hold the inner foot. All right, so try that if you can. And then we'll stretch our left toes away from the right fingers, lifting up into like a teacup formation, and then come right back to where you started. But let's use our breath this time. Big breath in, float into your little dancers, and release your posture. Inhale, float open the best you can. This should feel good. We're not looking to stress ourselves out, just moving to ignite some energy, to replenish ourselves, and to feel restored. Release, hug your knee to your chest. Soften that foot down. Sweep your arms to the sky. Right hand reaches back. Try to grasp the top of your right foot. We can hold on to that outside edge for a minute. We're just hanging out. Breathe in some new life into our right thighs. If it feels good, move your fingers somewhere new. You could even use your handy dandy yoga supports. Furniture or walls are super helpful. All right, let's restore our energy. Moving, building confidence and trust in our bodies. Stretch your left fingers forward. If you're able to, scoot your right hand to the inner arch of your foot. And next time you breathe in, just try to extend the distance between your left fingers and your right toes. Exhale, soften back to center. I extend that distance by kicking my right leg into my right hand. And even if I were unable to grab my foot, I would still try. Big breath in. Big breath out. One more, easy breezy. Float up, float open. And exhale, release everything. Inhale, arms to sky. Exhale, find your way back down to forward fold. Allowing your left leg to bend, have a seat on the left side of your butt, and then let your right side come down. Right knee will stay bent though. We're gonna take a little twist. That foot could be in front of your left shin, or if you want it to be a bit bigger, over your left thigh. All right, and then we're just gonna give it a hug. Squeeze so tight. Start to feel the opening on the outer thigh and down into your glute. Love these twists. Oh, so good. You can do these on your couch. If you have a show you like to watch at night, get on up into your twist. All your family will be like, what you doing over there? That looks nice. Right hand comes to the floor or your couch later. And we're gonna stretch the left fingers to the sky. Take a gentle cross. Your arm can stay straight. Some folks like to hold on to their right shoulder or their inner arch. Sit taller as you breathe in. Crown pulls long. And as you breathe out, peek over your right shoulder. Navel hugs in as you breathe in. Eyes look right as you exhale. Deepening one more time. Sit taller, inhale. Exhale, deepen any way. Unwind your body, land your hands behind you. Take your feet and untangle them. Maybe you want to do a little tick-tock or a steeple of your knees. Let your hips sort themselves out. And then we'll bend our right knee. Remember, your left foot can stand in front of your shin or over your right thigh. Yeah. And then give yourself a big hug. The more you squeeze, the more sensation you'll probably feel in your outer left leg. Beautiful. Let's use our left hand to sit taller than we ever have. Before you move anywhere, just take a little imprint, a mental imprint, a snapshot of this. This is how we aim to sit for the rest of today. Really tall, soften our neck and face. Well done. Right arm rises. And as you exhale, over the left leg we go. Inhale, crown rises. Exhale, shins, twists, left. Inhale, navel in, little hug. Exhale, eyes move left. Taller on your inhale. Twistier on your exhale. Inhale, come back forward, well done. Uncross your arms, lean back, let your legs do their thing, uncross themselves. And for my yogis who have to leave at 1:55, it is now 1:55. So if you're heading out early, I hope you have a super wonderful weekend. Thanks for joining us. And if you're staying with me, let's scoop up back. Take the soles of our feet together. We want to make it like a diamond first. So your heels are pretty far away from your groin. If you feel pinching at all of your flesh, you just take a little gentle lift of each cheek. Move it away from your sits bones. All right, let's hold on to our knees or our shins or our ankles and find that cow body again. Pull your belly forward. Your tailbone floats up. Your head might pull back a little. Then we'll use our grip to find our cat body. Exhale, round your back. Inhale, rolling forward. Shoulders down from your ears in this cow. Exhale, round back. One more round, yogis. Inhale, roll belly forward. Soften your face, relax your jaw. Exhale. As you find your way back to a long spine, consider pulling your heels closer to your groin if it feels good. And we're gonna try to fold, yogis. So holding anything that feels good, maybe that's even your floor. Sit really tall as you breathe in. Now as you exhale, try to float straight back down. When you get to where you can't go anymore, you'll just surrender, rounding in. Maybe if you fold the forearms, you turn them open so we feel very broad in our chest and shoulders. And I encourage you to drop your chin, really surrender, back of neck is long. Maybe even close your eyes here. And this is a challenging stretch, but I don't want you to focus on stretching and reaching quote unquote flexibility. Instead, we're gonna try to stretch the benevolent qualities of our minds. Let's try to stretch our patience, our reactiveness, our non-reactiveness, our equanimity. So we're really proud of the way we are in life and we can move towards balance. Inhale, use your hands, press down to help yourself rise. And you're welcome to change your legs, but we're gonna lean back, yogis. As we lean back, find a great spot for your fingers to face so that your wrists and your shoulders feel really happy. And then we're gonna puff up in our heart space again. Take a big breath in, widen your collarbones, lift your chest, breathe east to west, north to south, front to back. If you're still in your bound angle, we're gonna try to roll the inner arches of our feet so open that our soles are gazing skywards. And of course, you're welcome to change your feet. We can set our feet flat, knees about hips width distance, or you could even straighten your legs. Just trying to open up our front body. Try one more big breath in here. And to finish today, let's cross our ankles. Easy seat, so-called easy seat. I know it's not easy. Scoot your backside away from your knees so you're long in the back of your legs. And for a second, just pause with really heavy shoulders and arms. Soft gaze down low. Yogis, I encourage you to tell yourself this message. I am worthy and I deserve to be here. I am grateful that I am here. There's beauty in my life and I will find it. There's strength in my soul and I will trust it. There's purpose in my path and I will unravel it. There is magic in who I am and I will believe in it. Bring your hands to cover your heart or at a prayer at heart center. Let's find our heartbeat in some way and lift our heart up into our hands. Bowing to ourselves in gratitude for the time we've carved out of our busy schedules to practice, evolving and becoming a better version of ourselves. Yogis, my light honors you. I'm so inspired by you and humbled by your practices. Thank you for allowing me to lead you, and namaste.